What's up? Welcome to Zetro's Toxic Vault. Glad to have you guys. You make it all right? All the way back down in here? Good to have you. Look, Dexter's hanging out with us. He's always good company. So today I want to talk about a tour that we did 30 years ago. And a lot of people to this day still talk about that tour. And the tour I'm talking about is MTV Headbangers Ball Tour. And it was in 1989. We went out with, it was Anthrax, Exodus, and Halloween from Germany. And I remember we had just got back from, we were in Europe at the time. We were just started touring for Fabulous Disaster, and we got the message that MTV was doing this tour. They had done one the prior year, but I don't think it was got all that much attention like this one did. And I can't remember. I think it was maybe Grim Reaper and Armored Saint and someone else, I think, on the actual very first one, because this wasn't really the first one. It was the one that got, it seemed like, the most press and exposure on. And so we knew it was coming. I remember Gary and Rick doing some commercials for MTV that were really, really funny. I think if you go on YouTube and you go and try to tap in MTV Headbanger Ball preview commercial, something like that, you could possibly find it. It's pretty funny. And I know Anthrax and both Halloween did it as well. And it started, I don't remember where the first date was, but it started off, have you got yours? Zetro's Toxic Vault t-shirts. Be the first one at the next concert to have one. Go to greyhavenmedia.net and get yours now. And I think Exodus and Halloween were supposed to flip-flop. We were gonna not. There wasn't one band that was opening and one band was supporting. Anthrax was the headliner. It was supposed to be, well, one night Exodus opened the show, and the next night Halloween opened the show, and we would come back and forth. And from what Halloween considered, and they, they were right about it. They were a bigger band in other parts of the world, but in the United States, power metal like that wasn't all that. They were popular, but I don't think that they were necessarily more popular than Exodus. But we didn't care. We get along with everybody, and we were just having a good time. We said, okay. Problem was, back in the 80s at that time, is music was segregated, even heavy metal. So if you liked hair metal, you didn't like thrash, or you didn't say you did. Or if you liked thrash, you didn't like hair metal or power metal. It was like you were a thrasher and you laughed at that kind of thing. Even now, it's kind of all one, and I'm glad it's more unified. But back then, it wasn't really that way. So when Halloween would play after Exodus, the crowds would go crazy and kind of boo them off the stage, which wasn't fair to Halloween. But I said all along, as they were in a thrash sandwich. They couldn't have Exodus open the show, and you guys know what you do at our shows. You know what I mean? And so, and you know what happens is an Anthrax show, but not necessarily a Halloween show. So when you had Exodus opening, then Halloween, then Anthrax, it was like, go, stop, go, kind of. So after about a week or a week and a half, Exodus ended up, they opened and then they played middle, and they still kind of had a tough time. But hey, I want to thank all of you guys for subscribing to my channel. But I also got to pump my own band. Have you gone and subscribed to the Exodus YouTube channel? We'll go over there right now and subscribe. I mean, Michael and the guys, they were really great guys, and we had a lot of fun with them, and it was a really great tour. And Anthrax as well. They were on tour for State of Euphoria. Halloween was on tour for Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2. And they had just hired Michael Kiske as their vocalist because Kai had just left the band, Kai Hansen, and went and started his own band, Gamma Ray, which is actually an amazing band in its own right. And so it was Anthrax, Exodus, and Halloween. This has been the 30-year anniversary. And a lot of people wanted to know the stories on that tour. I'll just say this. One word, decadent. And that's about as far as I'll go. We were kids at that time. We were very young. We were fearless, invincible, and if you guys saw the Motley Crue movie, it was something like that a little bit. So pretty crazy. And I miss those times, but I'm glad I'm still here to talk about them. So let me know your comments. Let me know if you were on that tour. If you guys saw us somewhere, let me know where you saw us at, because there were so many great venues. I remember talking to Corey and Joey from Slipknot, and they said they had to go up to Pittsburgh to see that, you know, back in the day when they were still young metal guys, and now they're metal gods. See how that works? So you never know, guys. But just wanted to talk about that tour, an old road thing, and I remember, and I know people talk to me all the time and ask me about that. So there you go. Subscribe to my channel and leave your comments. I want to know what you say, okay? Horns up, fuckers.